you actually just, that's amazing because you kind of answered my next question. I was going to ask you what you thought about the Hermetic concept of the mind of God. Because there's this, it's a very ancient idea, you're probably very familiar with it, of that, like everything, the way that the Hermetic teachings explained God, was that God creates through God's mind, and that everything in the universe itself is a thought in the mind of God. And so we are thoughts, and that made in the image of the creator, that like just as our minds and our thoughts gives birth to speech and action, so too does the mind of God, as above, so below, create the universe and create like everything that comes into existence, and that we are reflections of that. That's very empowering, actually, just what you described. And I feel like I leveled up just by listening to you.
Well, but here's another one I always like. There's an old classic rock album, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. I use the image on it. It's a prism
Yeah.
with white light coming in and a rainbow coming out. Very perfect analogy for what I want to say. You just said the mind of God, and I say that's all information. That's all colors. All colors are white when you put them all together. So I take the white light, push it through the prism, and out the other side comes the rainbow. I split the white light into the different colors, right? And then I would say, each one of us is part of the spectrum of that rainbow. We're not the white light complete. We're a piece of that white light. Each one of us is a color, frequency. Our own unique vibrational frequency is ours, whatever color, and I say, well, violet. And I go, yeah, but you can have 1,000 shades of violet. So, it's large numbers. And I say, so why is it relevant? Because there's an ancient story. Oh, when the white light comes back to the planet's going to be saved,
Mm-hmm.
And we always thought, well, who's the white light? It's like somebody, is it Buddha? Is it Jesus? Who could be the white light? And at this time, I would step back and say this. Each one of us is a frequency of that white light. But individually, we are not the white light. Collectively, we are the white light. And I say, well, what if I throw out one of the frequencies? I don't like this person. Let's kill them. Let's get rid of them. You just took a frequency out of the white light. I say, why is it relevant? Because if you put the remaining light back together with that missing frequency, it's not white light. It's not white light anymore. White light means all of the frequencies are working in harmony with each other. Each of us is through our own receptors. They're called self-receptors, interesting name, self-receivers. Through these proteins, each of us is a frequency that is different than everybody else. That's why we can't exchange cells with each other. My cells are different frequency than your cells. You put your cells in my body, my immune system says, different drummer. Can't have different drummer here. Get rid of that one. Okay. So why is this relevant? I said, then what's the future? And the future is, we need the white light to come back because that's the creative force. And I said, what's the white light? I said, every human working together as a whole living system, integrated, is the white light. We're breaking apart the separations that have kept us separate, which prevents white light from manifesting. And breaking the structure, providing an opportunity to come back together and recognize that we're all part of that white light. If you get rid of somebody, exclude somebody, then by definition, you don't have white light anymore. So it basically says, how do I learn to live in harmony and come together and create the white light? And I go, this is what we've been talking about for the last hour almost is, what do you do? And I go, first of all, you have to change the program that you're a separate frequency from everybody else. No, you came from the same source. We all came from the same source. And I go, but there are Christians and Muslims and Jews. And I go, they all came from the same source. Those are programs. And the idea is the programs are separation. And the reality is, no, we all came from the same source. When we let go of the programs of separation, unity is the necessary consequence. When humans start to recognize the creative power, then instead of the honeymoon being that little short period after you meet somebody and fall in love and then it fades away, what if the honeymoon was every day for everybody on this planet? all of a sudden they say, well, then heaven, you don't die and go to heaven. Oh my God, heaven was here. You die and you think, I'm going to go to heaven. And then you get to heaven. They say, well, how'd you enjoy heaven? What do you mean? That planet was your creative place, your space to create. You created it. Ooh, we created a bunch of war and COVID and this and that. And I go, well, that doesn't sound like heaven. And I go, yeah, but those were creations that we put together. Want to change the creation? Then all of us live on a honeymoon. And the moment we all live on a honeymoon, and a honeymoon being heaven on earth, then the reality will manifest. You don't die and go to heaven. You were born into heaven. You came here to create and experience and sense and feel and taste and love. If you fail to recognize why you're here, then you just became a worker. And I say, so why are you here? Well, you missed the point, didn't you?
Yeah.
Missing the point.